boys and girls. Today we are going to be extending our division. Okay, we've talked about single-digit division, double-digit division, interpreting the remainders of a division problem. We are going to be extending our division. If you want to find out more information on that, you can look in your textbooks on page 174. So we're going to estimate quotients of decimals and greater numbers. Okay, so Caitlin bought 3 paperback books of equal price for $14.97. About how much did each book cost? Now when you see the words about how much, we know that that screams to us that we can estimate. And when we estimate, we want to estimate and choose numbers that we're able to solve mentally. Okay, so if you have 3 paperback books and we want to figure out how much each costs, and we have a total of $14.97, if you were shopping, you would say, $14.97 is about, you'd say, $14.97 is about $15, and $15 and 3 paperback books. Those are numbers that work really well together. We might even say those are compatible numbers. So here's our original problem. We're going to round that to 15 because 15 and 3 are compatible numbers. They work really well together and we can solve that problem mentally. We're going to divide 15 divided by 3. We know that is $5. So if we were to say to you, about how much does each book cost? You'd say about $5. Okay? Here's another problem. Okay? Taylor bought 4 notebooks for $21.33. About how much did each notebook cost? Again, about how much tells us that we are going to be estimating. Okay, so our original problem is really $21.33, and we have a divisor of 4. Now, when we're trying to figure out numbers that work well together, if you have 4 as your divisor, you want to think about multiples of 4, okay, because you want this problem to be solved easily. So when I think about multiples of 4 that are close to like 2133, I think, oh, I know that 4 times 5 is 20. That's really close. So we're going to round this problem, or we're going to estimate this problem and solve the problem mentally. 20 divided by 4. Okay, that's how you would estimate that problem. And then we can solve that mentally. I know that 20 divided by 4 is 5, so each notebook costs $5. All right, so here we have a problem that includes decimals. The total weight of 8 pumpkins was 22 9/10 pounds. If each pumpkin weighs about the same amount, about how much does each pumpkin weigh? Again, about how much we're estimating. So the actual division problem that we're solving is 22 9/10 divided by the number of pumpkins, which is 8. Now I would tell you, I would look at my divisor and then I would let that divisor drive my estimate. I would think about multiples of 8 that are close to 22, 23-ish. And I know that 8 times 3 is 24, so that's really close. So I'm going to convert this problem to the problem 24 divided by 8, because I can solve that mentally and it's fairly close to my original problem. Again, I let my divisor drive my estimate, okay? And again, sometimes there are different ways to solve it and estimate. Now in this case, they changed 22 9/10 to what we did, 24, and they divided it by 8, and we could solve that mentally. So each pumpkin weighs about 3 pounds. Here's another problem for us to solve. The total weight of 6 bags of oranges is 31 2/10 pounds. If each bag weighs about the same amount, about how much does each bag weigh? Again, about how much we're estimating. Now my original problem is 31 2/10 divided by 6. That is my original problem. Now I'm going to look, and again, my divisor drives my estimate. And I think about multiples of 6, that would be fairly close to 31 2/10. And in my mind, I know that 6 times 5 is 30. That's really close. So my estimate is going to be 6 into 30, or 30 divided by 6. And that's fairly close to my original problem. I can solve that mentally. 6 into 30 goes 5 times. So each bag weighs about 5 pounds. About 5 pounds. Now, sometimes you might have larger numbers, right? And so the round trip distance from city A to city B is 6,060 air miles. How many round trips from city A to city B would you have to travel 1 million air miles? So here we've got these big numbers. Okay, you've got the number 1 million that looks like this. Okay, and you are dividing it by 6,060. They're going to divide, but they're going to estimate that. They're going to round 6,060 to 5,000. So then our basic multiplication problem, you'd cross off 3 zeros here, 3 zeros here. And so your basic fact is 5 into 10. You know that 5 goes into 10 2 times, and then you just fill in those with zeros. Okay? So our estimate is 200. You can also use a calculator, and it's going to show you how to solve that problem. You're going to enter 1 million divided by 6,060, and you would press the equal sign, and then you'd get this strange number, okay, and that is fairly close to our estimate, okay. But our numbers, our problems won't be that big, okay. A website gets 7,689 visitors on a day. We're going to skip through this problem because we don't have a calculator, and we're just going to bypass that, okay. If you did have a calculator, you know that you put the number that you're dividing, divided by the divisor, and then hit equal sign, okay. And that is division with